I'm building a robotic arm from scratch, and here's what I did today. Today I fixed the connection problem that we were having with this breakout board. I first started by cleaning up the board a little bit better, and surprisingly this actually kind of worked. The middle ESP32 was now able to accept code. However, I noticed the blue lights slowly turning back on. My theory is that probably a little bit of solder or something fell down through a hole and now is connecting a 3.3 volt pin or a 5 volt pin to another pin. And when I use the toothbrush to kind of scrub things up and clean it up a little bit, I just loosened them. But this really isn't too great of a solution, so I ended up soldering another board and testing that out, and it actually works. So we'll just see if the same problem arises in the future, but I don't think so. I think this one was soldered a little bit better. Also, I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys asking why 3 ESP32s. When I first originally thought of this project, I wasn't sure if I would have enough pins on one ESP32 to run all the motors and all the sensors and all the fans and all that stuff. And so I thought I'd split the process up into 3 ESP32s, one acting as kind of the master of it. That's the one that receives the angles from our UI. And then it distributes those angles to each of the other ESP32s. One ESP32 is going to have 2 motors and then probably the magnetic encoder sensor linked to it, and also probably a limit switch. So the whole ESP32 should have all of its pins nearly taken up. But yeah, it was just a way for me to add more things and have more pins that I could use without having to use these other little pin extender things. For example, I've used one of these things in the past. I can't remember what this was actually called, but it's just something that allows you to have more pins on one ESP32. However, the code for it starts going into hexadecimal stuff and things like that. And I'm not too technical into that stuff yet, so I kind of wanted to avoid that with this project. But yeah, that's what I did today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.